afternoon, everyone. This is our practical economics class. Before I proceed, I would like to tell you that if you are in need of educational services in economics, government, you can always call on me on this number 080 61 62 1399. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page, Taiwo Mujidin. In our today's economics practical class, we want to be talking about price legislation. Price legislation. When we say price legislation, we are talking about the process by which governments intervene in fixing the prices of goods and services. It is a kind of a regulated economy whereby government is interested in fixing the prices of goods and services, majorly for two reasons. One is to protect the consumers from exploitation, and number two is also to protect producers, or to make the producers benefit from the production of their goods and services. So government intervene by fixing the prices of goods and services. There are two types of price legislation. We have the minimum price legislation and we have the maximum price legislation. When we say minimum price legislation, it is a situation whereby government fix price above the equilibrium price. It is a situation whereby government fix price of goods and services above the equilibrium price. And this is majorly to enable producers to make profits from what they produce. If you can see the diagram on the board, the initial equilibrium price is P1. At this price, demand and supply are equal. At price 1, demand and supply are equal. That is the point of agreement between consumers and producers. But the price, this arrow shows that the price shifted from P1 to P2. So the P2 is what we call the price floor. In economics, we call it price floor. It means the price has increased from P1, from the initial P1, where we have the equilibrium price and quantity, to P2. At this point, we have what we call surplus. Producers will be encouraged to produce more in order to make profit. And the surplus is the shaded part. The surplus is the one shaded price because of what? The price has increased from P1 to P2. Don't forget, P1 and Q2, they are equilibrium price and quantity. P1 and what? Q2, they are the initial, the first equilibrium price and quantity, where buyers and sellers agree. But government now allow the price to move from P1 to P2. That is to encourage producers to produce more. It means at this point, producers are meant to sell at this price so as to make profit. They cannot sell above this P2. This is the highest in which they can sell. And that is what we call the what? Minimum price legislation. That is, minimum price legislation means that what? The price of goods and services is now what? Above the equilibrium price. So the surplus is the shaded part. The surplus is a kind of advantage to the suppliers or to the sellers. And if you want to look at it from the quantity side, surplus will now be what? Q3 minus Q1. That is the level of the surplus. Producers now produce Q3 more than the Q1. So we have surplus to be Q3 minus Q1. The excess is what we call the surplus. Coming to the maximum price legislation. Maximum price legislation is when government fix price below the equilibrium price. This is also to protect consumers from exploitation. It is simply to make goods and services affordable and cheap to the consumers. And you can see this graph. This graph, initially the equilibrium price and quantity is P2 and Q2. P2 and what? Q2. That is the equilibrium price and quantity. That is the initial agreement between consumers and producers. Then government allow this price to move down. It means that what? All producers are to sell below P2 now. P2 is now shifting down to what? P1. All producers are mandated to shift from P2 to what? P1. And government is going to punish, and I said punish, any producers or any producer that sell above P2. The producers are to sell at P1. If possible, they can even sell below P1 again. But no producer can sell above P1. They are only mandated to sell at price P1 so that consumers can get the goods affordable and cheap. And you can see the shaded part is the shortage. The shaded part is what? Shortage, which means excess demand. Excess demand. Unlike this one that we have excess supply. Excess supply is another name we call surplus. Why shortage is what? Another name you call excess demand. And the excess demand comes to play because of what? Price of goods and services has reduced from P2 to P1 due to government intervention. So we have shortage here, which means that consumers now buy more than what they buy before. And the shortage can be marked as Q3 minus Q1. Q3 minus Q1 is the word shortage. So my dear listeners, this is how government intervene or interfere in economic activities by either fixing price above the equilibrium price or by fixing price below the equilibrium price. When government fix price above the equilibrium price, we call it minimum price legislation. When government fix price below the equilibrium price, we call it maximum price legislation. And this is the graphs. These are the graphs that explain both situations. When you have price fixed above the equilibrium price, we have surplus, and when we have price fixed below the equilibrium price, we have shortage. Thank you. Have a lovely day.